buitenom. Trekt de aandacht Petersen zelf. Prachtig meegenomen. Prachtig meegenomen. Ja, nu hoor je te scoren. Het is goed dat hij dat doet, want dit is een prima voetballer.
Overmars die de vrije trap neemt. En de gelijkmaker is al daar van Kanu.
Het is dat de muur al afgebroken is. Anders zou je denken dat Hajduk hem weer opgebouwd heeft. Lidmanen. Kanu is voor het doel. En dat is hem. Nwankwo Kanu.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Kulanti wanaagsan oo wacan daawadayaal. Waxaad ku soo dhawaataan TV-ga caalamiga ah Cable TV barnaamijkiisa ciyaaraha oo niga iman doona maanta xaafadda North London. Aan ku sugannahay barnaamij waxaan idin wadnaa run ahaantii aad iyo aad u xiiso badan caawa oo aad iyo aad ugu wada heli doontaan oo nala joogo walaalkay laacibkii weynaa ee qaaradda Afrika iyo laacibkii weynaa ee Arsenal, Ajax, Inter Milan intaba u soo ciyaaray oo maanta gurigiisa lagu soo casuumay anagoo ah bahda ciyaaraha ee Cable TV aanu joogno gurigiisa xaafadda North London barnaamijkan ayaanu idin soo diyaarinaynaa oo aan ka wareysanaynaa taariikh nololeedkiisii iyo noloshiisii xilligii uu sportiga bilaabay laacibkaasi oo ah Nwankwo Kanu on kusoo dhawaada daawashadiisa anagoo taariikhdiisa wax walba aan weydiin doono haddii la yiraahdo waxaan idin sheegnay maanta waxaan ku sugannahay guriga weyn ee laacibkii weynaa qaaradda Afrika kusoo dhawaada firstly I want to say we're here today to have my brother, the only one, the king of Africa. Who's that? Probably a lot of you will thinking like, which king am I talking about? We're talking about the king of the football in Africa. And he was one of the first to come in Europe. And we will ask him a lot of questions about his life and what he does for Africa and the future coming for him. Does he want to be a coach? We will all get from him. And Nwankwo Kanu, welcome to Cable TV and Sports.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. And King, I want to ask you first, there is a lot, you have a lot of supporters from Djibouti, Somaliland, Somalia. There's a lot of people. And the only reason they support Arsenal was you, because you arrived at Arsenal. And can you tell me a little bit about your life, where you born, and how did you start football?
First of all, I have to thank God. And yeah, I'm from Nigeria, and I was very, very difficult then because we're not from a rich family. But my parents really supported us, and they gave us everything they can, whatever they have. It's like they want us to go to school, education is first. And then they know we love football, we love to play football. And yeah, they bought us a lot of balls and boots just to support us, to make sure that we do what we love doing, and which is very important.
Yeah. Usual King, a lot of African parents, they don't support the kids to start with football. Always they say like education, education, education. And even sometimes we're good on sports and we've been built as a physical and everything. A lot of Africans, as you see the Premier League in the world of football now, it's been changing and it's a physical majority.
What I would say is we're happy to all the parents, wherever they are, to really support their kids, whatever they want to do. Of course, education is very important, but football is part of education, and football is good in terms of being healthy, because the more you do exercise, the more you're healthy. So for me, I think the parents have to really mix it together, education and also sports. Of course, I went to school, but the more I go to school, the more I play football as well. You have to mix it. And the more you do sports, especially when you play football, your ears tend to open, and you can learn more. And so imagine when you mix it with education, where you're going to be. And that's what really helped us to be where we are today.
What age you were when you start football? What age did you start? Was it early, young age? Or?
I would say the early age, because then the tendency of playing football is like your food. You always want to touch the ball.
Yeah.
You watch it on TV, you want to play football. Even if the parents allows you, you want to play football from morning to evening, and which is not really good. They want you to also study. But that's the passion, that this is what you love doing. At that age, of course, you will see, if you see a good player, and lucky for me, a lot of people saw that in me, and they were like saying, ooh, this kid is going to be wonderful. He's going to be, someday he's going to be the best in the world. And, but nobody knows. But now it depends on the kid when he's growing up, how the parents have to monitor him and support him. That makes him who he's going to be.
King, you start on your first club. Which club did you start your first football?
No, you know, when I was in school, I used to, because I was so good, clubs tend to come and hire me and want me to play for them. So it's like I go to school, and when the school is over, they have a game, they have to come and pick me, and I have to go and play for them. So it was something like that. And then because of where I'm coming from, definitely they have to pay me some money, and of course I will use it to buy some books and support my education as well, which is very important. But all the same, I was not really into it because I know that I have to go to school. But that's a sign that I'm very good, because they keep on knocking on the door and they want you to be part of them. And I played for a club called Federal Ministry of Works.
Yeah.
So I was not really going there every day, but whenever they have a game, they have to come and pick me from school, then I go and play for them.
Did they knock at bigger clubs and knock the door? Or?
No, what happened is that by then there were a lot of tournaments for the youths, and I used to be the captain of the state I come from. Yeah. So for the youths under 15, under 17, I used to be the captain. So, and then we have to represent where we're coming from. Yeah. And it's a national tournament. And after that, yeah, some scouts saw me and they were like, phew, he's good. They invited me to the under 17 national team of Nigeria. Wow. And then it was my first time of going there. It's like you have to leave your state where you come from, leave your parents, and then go somewhere new. So everything was strange, but there's only one language, it's only football. Football is only one language, so right. You have to go there and play football, and that's what I did.
And then you went to your first cup, you played for under 17s?
Yeah, we played the qualifying for the country, and we qualified for the Youth World Cup in Japan. And yeah, we represented Nigeria. We went there. We are, yeah, the team to watch out because we are really talented. We have good players in that team. Some of them who made a senior national team as well. But then we are like playing like, when you say Brazil, we are like a team to watch. Everybody was like calling this Nigerian team full of talents, and we keep on scoring goals. If you're playing any game, we're going to score like 3 or 4 goals against any team, no matter who you are. And luckily for us, we did that in the World Cup, and we won it. And then we were African world champion. And then, yeah, I didn't know there was a lot of scouts in Japan who was watching out what was going on. Yeah, and then, but Ajax came up and approached me when the tournament finished. 3 other clubs came as well. But I knew the history of Ajax. I think they are the best in youth development in the world. Yeah. So I was like, phew, it's not only about money, it's about where we grow. And yeah, I decided to go to Ajax.
And after that, in Ajax, and I remember there was a game I never forget. that Champions League final against AC Milan.
Mm-hmm.
You came on the final,
yeah.
and you did what you're born to be.
Yeah, you know, we have a player then who was playing with us. Of course, he got a lot of experience, more than us, Rijkaard.
Yeah.
So he was always telling me, you're the best, you're the best, you're the best. And when we played the quarterfinals, semi-finals, then to the finals, he said to me, this is the time to show the world you're the best. I was like, who? If that can come from, of course, somebody you look up to and saying to you, you're the best. So why not? This is the time to show the world that Kanu is here. I have to show something, I have to do something. And the time came in, I have to come in the second half, and then I did what I have to do. And luckily for us, and which we are till today, we always remember it, Clive scored a goal, and we won against the big and giant AC Milan. We are like 18 years, 17 years, 19 years. We are not really, we don't really have that experience. It was like our finals, our first finals. Everybody like, who? Let's go and see. And we played against the big giant AC Milan with all their players and everything. But we went there, we won it, and that's history now.
And that team of Ajax,
yeah.
They had it full of youngsters. There was about over like Edgar Davies,
Kluivert, Seedorf, Ronald de Boer, Marco Vermaas, Van der Sar, Finidi George, Liedman. We have a lot of. When you talk of Barcelona now,
that was the Barcelona of the world
at that time. Yeah, because we are playing good football, coached by Van Gaal. We are playing the best you can think of. If you talk of football, if you want to enjoy football, you come and watch Ajax. And we did it in '95. We came back in '96. We were in the finals, but we lost to the big giant Juventus on the penalty. But that's to show you the strength of the team. But the only thing that Ajax didn't do at that time was to keep their players. Like I said, it's a team that they develop the youths and then they let you go to a bigger club and then they make their profit. And that's the only thing that destroyed the team.
That you move from Ajax and you moved to Inter Milan.
Yeah, because everybody was like, not only me, we have Kluivert, we have Edgar, Seedorf. We are going to AC Milan. You have a lot of players leaving at the time. Finidi was like going to Mallorca. A lot of us were like, we have to move on. And we had a good contract. And we believed then that Italy was the best league in the world at that time. So everyone wants to go there. And I have to go and sign for Inter Milan. And I have to go and play for Moratti, who is the president. Yeah. And the first time I met him, it was like a father to me up to today. And I wanted to play for him. And that's why I went to sign for Inter Milan.
And after you went to Inter Milan, and you was in Inter Milan, and then you had and that's when you was ill.
Yeah, I did the test, medical test, and I didn't pass because I was having a heart problem. The way it comes out was like he's not going to play football anymore. And I only have to go and pray and say, God, you have to take control of it. But all the same, I have to go to hospitals to check out, and finally it was true. And I went to Cleveland, Ohio, and with the support of the club president of Inter Milan, Moratti, who was there behind me, I have to go there and did the operation. And I was off for 6, 8, up to 1 year. I didn't play football. Yeah. And I came back, and of course, came back to the same club, Inter Milan, and I started playing with them.
And after that, then
that's
when Africa turned into Arsenal.
Yeah, but before then, I won the Olympics with Nigeria, and in '96, I won the Olympics with Nigeria. Before I went to Inter Milan, and won the African Footballer of the Year in '96 as well, and I went to Inter Milan. So when I came back from the operation, I went to Inter Milan. It was like, everything was like after 1 year off, you come back, you have to gradually come back to rhythm, and I was having injury here and there. But the president doesn't want me to go. Moratti wanted me to stay because he knows that, of course, it will take you a couple of months for you to really get back to your level.
Yeah.
But Arsenal was like knocking and keep on knocking. As Wenger was like calling me, I remember when I want to go to training, I would see a call coming in, and it was as Wenger, and he said, "We want you to come to England." I was like, let me think about it. I'm going to come. And then when I know they were serious, it's like up to 6 months. They were like really on my neck. You have to come, and I finally decided to go. But the president was like saying, "Don't go." Later on, I have to discuss with him. He said, "Okay, if you can go on loan, we're not giving you out. Just go on loan, and then you come back." Then I went, and then
You came as a loan.
yeah, I came as a loan, and as Wenger was like, "Okay, we want him to be here. Let's see what's going to happen." And I remember the press was like writing up, "It's a big gamble. Arsenal is taking, and Arsenal is taking." But all the same, that fired me up, you know, because I know what I can do and what I can bring, and yeah, with that, I have to really show that I'm still the same person, and yeah, of course, I'm happy that even I did more than what I did before going for the operation.
Yeah. And you show the support, and you have a great family to support you all that time, and to help you to go through and all the difficulties you was having at that time.
Yeah, family is very important. No matter what you do in life, that's what I try to teach the young ones coming up. First, you have to be strong. Second, you have to believe that you are good. And family counts a lot, because whatever happens, they are the ones going to be behind you, and they are the ones going to support you and encourage you. So my family was behind me 100%, and yeah, and I believe that I'm still the best. I only have to have the opportunity and then go out there and then show that I'm still the best.
When you came to in England on the Premier League, I think you was one of the first African players come to Europe and come to England. There wasn't a lot of Africans on that time.
Yeah, of course we have some Africans who are playing here already, but not a lot.
Not high level.
Really, no, not high level, not a lot as well. But when I came to Arsenal, it's like I brought the whole Africa to Arsenal, because everybody started supporting Arsenal. Everybody started knowing about Arsenal.
The whole continental Africa.
Yeah, the interest was there. Not only that, the good thing about that is that you open the doors of the whole young African players who are playing everywhere. English League, the Premier League now started looking for them.
Yeah.
I want them to come in. So we are like the ones, part of the people who opened the door for people to start coming, and for clubs to start looking for African players.
Yes.
And for us now as a team, yes, I'm the one that really brought in the African flavor and bring the African fans and supporters to really support Arsenal.
Arsenal is one of the well-known clubs in Africa, especially you arriving in Arsenal, then following a lot other African players coming to Arsenal.
Yeah.
And when you came to England, how did you adapt?
Oh, it was difficult because the football was like different, totally different from the other countries I've been. But like I say, football is football. You only have to adapt fast. And for me, it was so easy because you got the skills, and you only have to see what is going on and follow the way it is. But it's been done. And for me, it didn't take me a lot of time because I know I can play football. So it's all for me to really try to use my own African skill. I don't have to change for anybody. So, and that's what I did. I dominated the league with my own skill. I have to show them that this is where I'm coming from, and I have to give you what we got over there. Yeah. And that's what I did. And that's, if you watch all the Arsenal games I played, you will see my skill is different. I play my own football and I enjoy it.
Because the English football, it was fast and run.
Yes.
And African, they play with the rhythm.
Yeah, so you have to mix everything. You have to mix the fastness, the rhythm, the skill. You have to mix everything for you to really succeed. And for me, you have a good coach and you have other good players there, like Patrick Vieira, Tony Adams. It's like we have good team and it was balanced. And if you're in a team that is balanced and you have a good players with you, of course you are going to fly.
At that time, Arsenal, they had one of the best team Arsenal ever come across. Unbeaten for so many, I think the whole season. I think it was 49 games, unbeaten.
Yeah, but that's to show you the strength and the character of the players and the spirit in the team. We are like one family, and Arsenal was like, the father, and everybody respect and follow his way. And we showed the Premiership what Arsenal is made of, and we have a lot of good players. Dennis Beckham was like the Iceman. You can't really stop him. And you have people like Thierry, Aneka, Patrick Vieira, Petit, Overmars, Adam. So like we have a good team. And if you look at the team, and that's why we won a lot of trophies when we are there. It's not like we only play football. We match you physically and mentally. We can match any team and then come out strong. And that's what Arsenal was made of then.
That time I was a supporter for Man U, and I was disappointed every time you beat them.
It used to be Arsenal, Man U then, and it was always a difficult game whenever we were going to play against them, especially Patrick with Keane.
So there was the most rivals midfielder in the world.
Yeah.
You win with a lot with Arsenal.
Yeah.
You win Premier League, FA Cup, Charity Shield. You win everything. If you're in a club, and it's for every player. Wherever club you are, you want to win because you want to win trophy. It's very important because at the end of the day, you have to show your trophy. And at the end of the day, the club they are going to remember you of what you have done for them, and also show the trophies that you have won for them. So for us, when we are in Arsenal, we did it. Double, and FA Cup the same double. So like you said, the Charity Cup. We're in the UEFA finals. Champions League final, yes. Against Barcelona.
No, we played against Galatasaray, and we lost. So, and then Arsenal, but I was not there with them when they were in the finals with Barcelona. But they didn't win as well. So the club have gone, as Wenger have done a lot of work, of course. He won the league, the FA Cup, he's been in the finals of the Champions League, UEFA League. So it's left for them now to really win it. I think that's the only thing they are looking for now.
And after that, you won, when you left the Arsenal, you went to West Bromwich.
I went to West Bromwich. I stayed in for 2 years, and then I went to Portsmouth. Then Portsmouth was not a club that people really think of or talk of. But when we went there, we changed everything. And finally, we won the FA Cup with them.
I was there.
We won the FA Cup, and nobody believed it. Even the fans didn't even believe it. Portsmouth would be a team to be in the finals of the FA Cup. Talk of winning the trophy, and then we did it. We went there, we won the FA Cup, and we brought it back to them. And
not only winning, you scored the important goals as well.
Yeah, I scored in the semi-finals, I scored in the finals, and it was like 1-0, 1-0, and then we won it. So, but yeah, like I said, when you have a good team, a good manager, the tendency that you're going to win trophy is there.
And that was Harry Redknapp, that was his favorite trophy as well.
Yeah, Redknapp was there. It was like, he knows how to manage the players. He knows how to bring the best out of you. He only needs to talk to you, and he convinces you, and you start flying.
And that was your club level, international level.
The international level, of course. The national team, I've been from under 17, the youth team. I've been part of the team, and then we won it, and then I've been the Olympics team and captained the Olympics team and won it, and then I've been with the national team since then till 2010. That was my last World Cup that African, I played for them.
Yeah. And it was great to retire as well. Yeah, it was your own
it was in Africa as well. So it's what something meant to be, to especially start in Africa and end in Africa, so, which is good. That's that was it. So finally I have to, raise my hand and then go off.
Did you win any African Nation Cups?
Yeah, we've been there in the finals 2000, and the referee does cost us because we know that against Cameroon it was 2-2 penalties. We scored the ball. If you watch it, it was like a goal, but the referee said it was not goal, and then that's the only way Cameroon won in 2000. But apart from that, we have been there always getting bronze, and World Cup. I've been in 3 World Cups, and club level, I've won everything in club level. UEFA, Champions League, club. They play in Japan, Super Cup. I've won everything in club level. You think of the league, the FA Cup, whatever you can think of in club level. So the national level, like I said, I've been there for Nigeria from, I did 17 years with the national team.
That's a lot. Nice.
Yeah, I give everything for the country. So, and in return, people appreciate that, and that's why whenever you vote the greatest player in Nigerian history, I have tendencies Kanu is going to win. They have done it for 3 times or 4 times now, and my name keeps pumping up, and I keep winning it. So I really sacrifice for my country.
There is sometimes I see a lot of Nigerians when I'm working, and then I tell them Kanu is a very good friend of mine. They just put everything down, and then they say, "No way." I say, "Yes, he's a very." I say, "He's more than a joke. He's the best of the best."
Yeah,
and a lot of people, they salute you for that.
Yeah, the thing is like, of course, football-wise, you have done everything for your country, and that's why I always talk to the young ones now that it's not about what you're going to get. Is what's going to come after your football career. So if you're going to wear a national color, you're going to represent your country, you have to give 150 or 100%. And don't worry, even if we have problem with the payment or problem with this and that, just put that aside and know that you are representing your country. You are going to do your best for them. And then after, things like what you said now keeps coming back to you. And not only that, when I went to the hospital and did the operation, immediately I came back, I started the Kanu Foundation. And the Kanu Foundation is to do with the less privileged kids that have had problems. The most important thing is to educate them. The second is to teach them the symptoms of the heart problem. And the third thing is to test them. And the fourth thing is to operate them. So the 4 things I've said now, none knows about it.
Yeah.
So they don't know. So that's where the Kanu Foundation comes in. And our plans is to build hospitals in Africa, starting from Nigeria. But all the same, on the waiting list, we always have a lot of patients on the waiting list. As I'm talking to you now, we have done 480 operations successfully. Wow. The first one was a little girl. When we started the foundation, the mom heard about it and was like trying to bring the girl to my room, and we were camping for the game, for the Nigerian game.
I've seen that clip. I watched it on YouTube, and that touched me. That girl, she came to the camp.
Yeah, it was coming. The mom was coming, and they were in the lift, and the girl fainted. And they start calling my name. I have to run out, but I was not a doctor, so we have to rush her to the hospital. Reaching the hospital is all about the heart problem. So I promised the mom that the first patient will be her daughter. And within 2 months, we did that. We took her with 2 other kids to England. They were operated in Almond Hospital in London here. So. And after then, we started operating a lot of people. So I'm talking to you now, we have almost 100 on the waiting list. And it's not restricted to Nigerians alone, it's all Africans. We have people from Ghana, from Ethiopia that cause the foundation, and then the tendency is that we have to help them as well.
waxaan nala daawataan kilibyadii Nwankwo Kanu xilligii uu ciyaarayay oo markaa uu joogay Ajax iyo Arsenal iyo Bournemouthba daawasho wacan kilibyadan waxaad kaloo nala daawataa kilib ka turjumaysa Heart Foundation-ka oo Kanu Heart Foundation oo run ahaantii story aad iyo aad u wanaagsan oo details la mataqaanaa sida uu caawiyay ilaa 450 gaaraysa oo uu geliyay mataqaanaa dhaqaatiirta waliba wadnaha haadka operation lagu wada sameeyay inan yar oo isagoo markaa ku jira kaamka u timi oo markaa kala hooyada u timi oo tiri inaad caawiso oo inantii uu London keenay oo London lagu qalay hospital London markaa run ahaantii waa wax mataqaanaa arin nala daawo clipkan yar.
Hello, I'm Nwankwo Kanu. I've scored many goals for my country.
He's a player that everybody wants to see in the pitch. He plays with his head more than his legs.
No mistake. Order restored.
You see yourself being fit, and then somebody come up to you and then say that you're not really okay, you have some problem. People know me as Kanu the footballer. Of course, we love them to know you are somebody who cares and who have come all out to help others and save lives.
Put the smiling face there.
When you see a kid who cannot laugh, you see them sad, it touches you. So I was like, I can help, I can do something about that, because after the operation, you can see smiles on their faces and the family and everybody. So I think that's the best moment and the best you can ever pray for, to see you saving a life and helping others.
King, you've done a lot of things for Africa, and not a lot of African countries seen you doing it. You do everything slowly and you do your things.
Yep.
And in this country we live in now, somebody does something, is all in the media. A lot of African players, they do a lot of things for Africa, but they never been shown. If you watch documentaries, they only done one documentary I've seen in Hctv, and that was Didier Drogba. They haven't done any other Africans. Why some of you Africans not showing the world what you do, or you just want to keep it?
Yeah, not that we want to keep it to ourselves, but our mission is to save lives and help African kids. We don't want to focus on televising. If we have the opportunity for them to do that, of course it's good. If Sky or any BBC comes in and wants to showcase what we have been doing, of course it's a bonus to us and it's an advantage to us for the world to see what we are doing. Like I've said, we have operated 480 people. It's me saying it, the world don't even know about it.
Exactly.
So you only use the media to reach the world. We're trying on our own beat to make sure that the world understand what we are doing. But as country as Nigeria is, we have been winning the best NGO in Nigeria, and with no help from any other place. It's just Kanu and my staff and people who support us. Of course, what you said is right. Of course, if you're in the Premiership, you have a lot of Africans who are doing charity works. It's good for the television or the media to always talk about it, so that Africans living here can understand that the so-called players who are here are not only enjoying themselves, they are doing a lot of work and good works in Africa as well.
I want to ask you this question. We have a lot of African players playing in the Premier League. That's all them African players. Did you set like the Asians? They set up in one like committee to set up and everything they do into that. That's all the African players in Europe. Will be better if they set up a one organization to help Africa. Instead, like one person is going. Yeah. If you together, you could build a lot of things.
It's a very good idea. What I said to other players is like, there's no other place like home. You have to really do something. You have to give back. And I always use my charity, the Kanu Foundation, to give an example to other players that should set up something like that and start to do something. Because a lot of people, of course, look up to them and believe in whatever they are doing. So if you are positive, people will follow them. If they are doing negative, people will also follow them. But so if they go back to help out and support and give back, it means a lot. Like what you said, of course, if all of us can put our heads together, of course, the bond is going to be stronger than only one person doing it.
Exactly.
And then we can achieve more than only one person doing it. So the tendency to organize something like that or to do up something like that, of course, for me, I think if anybody can knock at the players now, they will jump at it. So it's just left for one person to start up something and the others will follow.
You are one of the incredible African players, and there is a lot of players look up to you, and especially these young Africans who now on their big time now. And they recognize what you've done for your Kanu Foundation and everything. And how much role did they take at these players now?
Most of them, a lot of them, you know, it's all about sacrifice. Yeah. You have to really make out time. You have to really sacrifice for you to really achieve and save lives. It's not like mentioning that I'm setting up a foundation. Everybody can set up a foundation in a second, but is the foundation going to be there? Is it going to stay? Is it going to do what you want it to be doing? That's the question. I know I've heard a lot of players who have out there saying they have set up a foundation that is going to help this and help that and help that. After 1 year, you don't hear anything about it anymore. Yeah. It means that the passion, the sacrifice is not there, so everything is not there. So I've done mine for almost going 14 years now. So
still strong.
Still strong, so that shows you the kind of sacrifice I've put in it. So I believe that every young player who are, of course, those ones not playing, of course, this is the time and the right time for them to really do something and sacrifice and make sure that they can push and do something for the kids who are dying over there, especially in Africa. So my advice and my pleading will be like all of us who are wherever you are, to really look at yourself and make sure that you give back to the society, because that's the society that made you who you are.
Exactly.
You don't have to forget.
And King, I start doing myself in a foundation now to help in where I come from. And so I'm born in Mogadishu, raised, and my parents from Somaliland. And I say to myself, I'm going to start doing it, something to build. Because when I went over there, and the facilities, they play in concrete. They don't even have one football in green grass or anything. Forget about it, green grass. And I started something, and it was very, very difficult, very hard. And I'm only doing it like 4 weeks now. And I'm only getting the gray hair to do that. And you do 14 years.
Yeah, but you see,
that is a lot hard work.
Yeah, but that is the passion. That's the sacrifice comes in. Because when I started it was not easy. It was not like it was flowing. It was difficult, things like what you are saying. But that means that you have to put more. You have to work more hard. You have to really make sure that you succeed because you don't want to be a failure. You want to be, you have to be successful in whatever you do. So my advice would be like you keep on going and keep on extending your hands to other people to come and support what you are doing. Because immediately you start calling people, some will answer you, some will not. But that will not, bring your morale down. You have to keep on going. They say when one door is closed, you have many more open. So it's time for you to really extend your hand. And people like us, people like all the African rapper players out there, there's no way we can reach them and they will say no to whatever you are doing. So it's time to really extend your hand and make sure that other people can come in and support you.
I want you to be the first person to support me on that.
Why not?
And the main thing I'm planning is the Somaliland kids, the future of them.
Yeah.
And to help them, to try to build the facilities for sports. We don't even have any sports. The schools don't even have anything.
But now this is the time to really call on the government, the Minister of Sports, to really come out. I'm going to be the first to come out and support, but where you come from, you have to represent it good. The minister and the government, this is the best way, and this is the only way you can channel the kids' energy positively by building facilities for them where they can play football, where they can play sports, and then they will leave the bad things. And you can get people who are better than Kanu, Eto, Okocha, from where you come from. But you have to start one step before the other, yeah.
And I'm going to ask you one more. We have few Somali professionals now who started their journey. And it's a lot Somali parents, Djibouti, Somalia, Somaliland, they don't know what sports all about. And some of them play in high level, like Liban Abdi, you advised him when he was in Hungary. And when I ring him last night, he told me to say thank you when you're going to him. Because of that advice, helped him now to went to Portugal, and he went to Turkey. And Turkey team brought $500,000 million from there, and he's doing. He played against Galatasaray 2 months ago, and he said say thank you to him. That sort of a family. What advice? Because you win everything on football. What advice will you give them, Somali parents who's watching?
I will say to them that I'm one of the examples that we use. Where I come from, I play in a rough surface. But today, I'm King Kanu, King football, and nobody believed it, but here I am. So my parents they are very proud of me, and they are happy, and I'm the one taking care of them. So for me, our Somali parents, you have to let your kids to do sports. Sports is healthy, it makes them strong, and sports is part of education. You mix it together, of course, the sky will be their limit. So let your kids support them. Whatever you have, support them. Tomorrow, they might be Kanu, they might be better than Kanu, better than Eto. You can't tell. Messi started from scratch. He doesn't have boot even, but see him today, he's the best in the world. So why not? A player from Somalia will come out and then be the king of African football one day. It might be your son, it might be your kid. So my advice would be let every parent, wherever you are, support your kid with what they are doing. Make sure that you give them what they want and make sure that you push them to go and do sports, because it's very important to do sports. It's not a negative thing, it's not a bad thing, it's a good thing.
I hope a lot and Somali parents and thanks for your advice, King. For that, there is a lot of kids. Some of them professionals, but some of them working on it. And I believe one of the kids I came across, and he was 7 years old. Arsenal want him so bad, but the parents, they don't know what's Arsenal. And they might hear it, they say, oh, I can't travel with him, that sort of things. Sometimes they don't know what's the sacrifice.
Of course.
Like we read Maradona and Ronaldo, you play with Ronaldo. How long he was traveling to go to training. And that sort of a parent who's live in England or Europe, who has opportunity, not the ones in Africa. The ones here, they have all European passports. They could travel anywhere they want. What advice would you give them, that parents?
Of course. They're already in, what do you call it, second phase. Because the first phase is to leave Africa, which is very difficult. So if you see yourself in European soil, it means that you're in the second phase. And the third phase is now what you're saying. My advice would be, you are lucky to have a kid, a son, that plays football. You're lucky to have somebody that big clubs are looking for. You have lucky that you see yourself here. Why not take advantage of where you see yourself? Let your kid and your boys or your son to go out there, mix up and play football. Who knows? It might be, of course, the best in Europe. Nobody knows. But if you don't give him the opportunity to go out, how can they know if he's good or not? So wherever you are, for all the parents who are here in Europe, make sure that, of course, you support your kid by allowing them to go and play football.
King, I want to ask you, which one is the best player you ever played with in the same team?
Ronaldo, the one that stopped playing Brazilian. Yeah, he's everything you can ask of a footballer. He got the pace, full of skill. He can head the ball. He can shoot the ball. He can. No, he's all around. So for me, I think he's the best.
You play. And which one is the best player you play against? And you was always hated to be...
Now, the question normally comes in. People ask me that question, but it's difficult. I haven't even seen a player that I've played against that I will say, I hate this player.
Because... you say like he's the best.
The way I play is different. It makes things easier for me. So it's difficult for defenders for me to say this is a strong defender, this is very hard, this is cannot play because when I have the ball, except I don't have the ball, when I have the ball, it's difficult for any defender to really follow me 90 minutes. Of course, it's not going to happen. But if you ask me, among the clubs you played, who is the best defender that you have seen, then I cannot tell you, yep, club-wise. When Rijkaard was playing in the defensive role, he was the best.
And Africa, the best player you play with that alongside in Africa, or you've been in the same football field against you or against?
Ooh, that's a tight one, you know. It's a very strong one. Because in Africa we have a lot of players who are skillful, who are talented. You start naming them from Eto'o to Jejo Kocha to Mokachi to... we have a lot of players. It's difficult to really mention one. Alhaji Diop, what do you call it? Adebayo, Drogba. You have a lot of players that you can start mentioning. Yaya Toure, so it's difficult for me now to come out and say this is the best I've really played with, because I've played with a lot of good players.
I want to ask you another question, King. And this question, have you ever think about it, all African players against Europe, or for a charity game?
Yeah, it will be good. It will be really good, especially to put it up to really show and for the world to really see. Yeah, I know World Cup is different. You have different countries. But what you said and suggest now, I think is going to be something nice for people to really come out and watch and see.
Yeah.
Africa's best 11 against European world best 11 or European best 11.
Or even Asia,
Yeah.
the best Asia, the best
Africa.
in Africa.
You can do it continent
Europe,
by continent,
continent.
and then we can play. It's going to be a tournament. It will be nice to see such a team.
You
and
think
for the
something will be good to organize, like yourself?
Why not? I'm already trying to put up the legends in Africa. And starting from there, then we can now come up with what you're talking about, because if you want to play, you're still going to play either the current players or you play the legends.
Yeah.
So, yeah, something like that is going to come up very soon. But it will take a lot of time to really build it, and that's what I'm trying to organize now.
Now you have a lot of time on your hands now.
Yeah, I'm not playing anymore, so you can put things together. Yeah.
And probably I will be a big part of that one.
Why not? Because right now we are trying to play Nigerian legends against South Africa, and after that we try to put it the countries in Africa to play the legend tournament. Yeah. And after that we start now moving, because I know Holland, Netherlands, they have legends, Italy they have the same, Brazil they have the same. So now you start spreading it, and if you can put it together, why you can put the current one now is that they are still playing, and during their holiday, if you want to grab them to come and play, they're not going to give you the best. They're not going to just, I don't think they will try to kill off their holiday to play. So exactly. The legends are the ones that have the time to play.
Yeah. And also now, this World Cup, we have what is going to be everybody talking about, one of the best World Cup in Brazil.
Yeah.
And you go into the World Cup now.
Yeah.
So you tell me, Africa, 2010, we've been cheated. That's what I said as I, because especially in Suarez when he humbled against Ghana.
But that's, for me, that's football. It's going to happen one day. Nobody knows the day. Are we coming of age? Yes. Football in Africa is changing. The players are developing. Things are getting better. Organization is getting better. The federations are getting better. So things totally are changing. So that shows that, yeah, we are coming of age. We are coming. We are building it. We don't expect an African team overnight and start winning World Cups, because the organization is not really there. We don't prepare the way other countries, other continents, of course, tend to prepare. But not said that we have the talent, we have the skills. But the talent and the skills sometimes cannot give you all you want. So it's from the back room staff, from the federation, and how the support is, and everything that makes us going to achieve what we want to achieve. And like I said, before, we don't have super sports. Right now in Africa, if you watch super sports, you know everything that is happening in Africa, which is good. So it's development is there. So for me, everything is good. So for me, Africa is growing. Football is growing. Brazil is going to be a good test for us, because we have Cote d'Ivoire, we have Nigeria, Ghana, Ivory Coast, we have Algeria. Yeah, we are going to go there. Why not? We're going to give our best and see where we're going to be. If you ask me, if any African country touches semi-finals, we're going to be in the finals. And who knows, we can win it. For me, it's all about belief.
Exactly.
But when we start doing the right thing from the beginning, then we're going to win the World Cup. So I don't know if we have reached that level. But if not, one day it will happen.
So if you look at it in bigger nation like England, win only once, and they see themselves as the best nation of football.
You have said it all, because if England have only won once, how many years from then till now? Yeah. So Africa, of course. Don't forget, before it was a league that nobody talks about. Yeah. Suddenly we are now, if you watch the league in Africa, it's interesting. Yeah. You can watch Zimbabwe League, Namibia League, all these leagues now, Nigerian League, Ghana League. Why not? The Nations Cup is now growing. Yeah. People tend to watch it more. Our players are all over the world playing. So I believe the time will come. We don't have to kill ourselves if we're not there. But it's gradually, step by step, we're going to be there. All of us who have been outside, we have gotten experience. We have to go back now, that's what we are doing now. So it will come. But this Brazil is going to be a big tournament for us, and I believe that one of the African team is going to be in the semi-finals.
And I hope they win as well.
Why not? If we're in the semi-finals, like I said, of course, the support. You know, the good thing with Africa is that when one country is doing well, the whole continent is behind it.
The whole continent.
Yes, so
screaming, throwing.
So right
the
now,
Ghana game.
Thank you. So imagine when we are in the semi-finals, what will happen?
Yeah.
The whole Africa will put their weight on that team, and that team will be in the finals. Who knows? So we pray for that.
And now, FIFA, you're a part of the FIFA, and they give you a medal as well for the achievement you bring into Africa. You told me last night.
Yeah.
I want you to tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, when I did my testimonial game, to say goodbye and say I'm done with football, playing football. And the Plata, the president, sent down the secretary, who is Walter by name, and from FIFA, they came in and watched the testimonial game. After the testimonial game, we have a get together, and on that, he presented me a gold medal, which Spain won in South Africa. It was a gold medal won by countries when you win World Cup. Yeah. And he says that's your achievement in football, what you have given to football. So we are saying thank you and well done and congratulations. So they gave me the medal.
And are you planning in your future now for any coaching?
That question always comes in, if I'm going to be a coach or if I want to be a coach. Of course, you know, football, to be a coach is part of what we do. But for now, I don't see it coming because I don't want to be a coach now. I think the issue about African football is not from the coaching side. I think it's from the people up there. So I believe we footballers now, the ones that have made the name and know what football is all about, have to go up there and sit there with them and try to put things right. And then if I will do that, then I will come down and then be a coach. But I will know that I've done my best to really arrange things and put the things the way it's supposed to be. Everybody cannot be coach.
Yeah. And the African Football Federation now. Yeah. And not a lot of support at the moment. We don't have we don't hear it a lot, but I don't know what they do, to be honest with you. And we've seen they're hosting African Nation Cups, and they do well at the moment. And the football facilities in Africa now is changing. Before, I remember it was only Egypt or Algeria or not, like only 2 or 3 countries. But now even Ethiopia is developing now.
It's a good question. I think of ages, they haven't done anything. They are starting, which is a good sign. Yeah. But I think they can do better. Of course, they have the body that controls football in Africa as a continent, and it's big. So why not? CAF have to do more. They have to give back to Africa, and they have to start now doing a lot the way FIFA is doing, and show that they have interest in African football. And then you can see us growing. Because if I'm in CAF today, I'm going to be worried why African countries are not doing well in World Cup. Yeah. So we have to really look into that matter and make sure that the leagues in Africa, we have to set up a lot of things that will help us to develop football in Africa. And make sure we can reach other countries, like Somalia, they are talking of now. Yeah. CAF can come in Somalia and build a sports facility, a sports center for them to really grow. And that's the work of the people, of course, the board who is in charge of football in Africa, to make sure that football develops in Africa.
And if you look at it, usual FIFA or African and CAF, they only look for the big cities. And if you look at it on all the other cities, like now Somalia is going up the moment, crisis side. they split it into two, and the other side not recognized yet, and they say Somaliland and Somalia now. Still there's a conflict between from that side, because they want to be independent, and Somalia saying you're not going through independent at the moment. And they don't help from anything at the on that side, and the government, they want to go their own ways, not involving.
It's difficult, especially a country that are having problems and crisis. Of course, if you ask any CAF member to go there, sometimes they are scared or afraid of what's going to happen. But like I said, football is something that a lot of people love, and we want it to come into their country. So I don't think if football wants to come into Somalia will say no. I believe they will accept it. But it's the responsibility of CAF and also the government to put heads together to make sure they can do things to countries that are not big cities. Because when you do things for countries that are not big cities, of course, they will become big city overnight. Yeah, because when you put up a big facility in every poor country, definitely tournaments will start going there, things will start happening there, and then become big city.
And a few weeks not last Saturday before, I've done it in a game for a fundraising, basketball. Okay. And a lot of my friends, they said, hold on, we know you as a footballer. Yeah. What you do in basketball? I said, it's because it's the easiest way to do it. Yeah. Because I knew the club and everything, and we play in one of the professional clubs in this country. Okay. Who was my school teacher who built that club. And now the Queen is giving Sarah as well what he achieved from his thing. That game I started, and it was good, 10-up. And I'm planning a football. I promised also Somaliland, I said to him, I will do something for your sports facility, because that's where my parents and everybody from. I said, I will do something to rebuild. And do you think we will play with you one game, Kanu and friends, against Somaliland footballers?
Why not? So my advice would be like, not only Kanu, I think it's good to do something and do it well. You have players who are in England, in London especially. Why not? We can approach them, we can write to them, and make sure we can get them across. Because if you say Kanu and friends, definitely, of course, all the players are my friends. But we have to write to them. And if they can come, we will use it to raise money for the development, which is important.
Okay. Kanu, I'd like to say thank you very much, King Kanu. You give me this opportunity. Welcome. And it won't be the last as well. I'll keep coming back to you because you're the first high profile ever been in any Somali-speaking television.
I'm the lucky one.
And you'll be the first one.
You keep on watching, eh? And then I'll be coming.
I will say to a lot of guys, a lot of people watching, this program is the most special program. They will come. And what I will say to you, don't forget, Africa can help themselves. But we have to help each other first. Kanu set up Kanu Foundation. 450 kids had a heart surgery in the best hospitals around the world. And if every Africa donate $1 to that will be the biggest we could ever get. And we could help thousands and thousands of kids. And I hope you enjoyed this documentary and we made it. This is one of the best on cable TV. Nwankwo Kanu, thank you very much. And I will appreciate that.
No problem.
All right. Okay. Cheers.